Hi everyone, it's Adrian Leah. This is going to be another apartment decor haul. I'm reorganizing my kitchen and dining area. So there are some things that I got and then other things I'm still planning on doing. So I went to a couple places, and again, as I say in other videos, I don't usually go the same day for the places that I go to, but sometimes I go to two stores here and there. This time I went to Goodwill, and I went to IKEA. So, and at the end of this video, I wanted to talk about some yarn projects. The first item is a little heavy, so I will just pause it for a second. So it's this wood drawer organizer, and I saw this last couple of times, and every time I did want to get it. So the last time I picked it up, there's a lot of storage in here, and I was thinking I would put my baking supplies in here since the drawers at the bottom are ones that you can fit a lot into. I was thinking maybe some of the cutters or the ones that I use for my pie crust and some of the baking utensils. And I love the exposed wood on this. I'll put it to the side for now. So I was there because I wanted to find a shelving unit for one of the walls that I am taking out the keyboard that I have there, because it was the main place where it fit. And I saw the shelf, it's Ivar, and I may have pronounced it in a super American way, but it's this tall pine shelf, and it's a natural wood, so I really liked it because it reminded me of like the French type of decor. When I think of it, I think of natural woods and more of the minimal type of items that are around, and also linen and maybe cotton. So I was looking to see if it was available in the store, and it wasn't, so I kind of took it as a sign, and I took some pictures of other shelves and even nightstands too, because I was thinking in that area maybe I would get something smaller and it might be good for that area. Because just to jump to Goodwill for a second, I went to this Goodwill, and it was, I think, a good Goodwill to go to because it was clean and organized in there. And not saying that all of them aren't like that, but that's just what I noticed at this specific location. So I got this wooden shelf that you hang on the wall, and it's like sturdy wood, and it's an older piece. It has some, is it like stained glass on the panels, and I thought it would also be nice to put some of the kitchen supplies and knickknacks in there. But when I tried putting it up, it I might need better, like, sturdier nails, but it wasn't it wasn't staying because of where I put it on the wall, and I was just doing it myself. And this wall behind it is the shower, and I didn't think it was that because the other nail is fine. But then towards the end of the wall, there's this other, it curves, and then it's where the electrical area is for my internet. And as I said in another video, I got internet recently. So I'm not sure if it was because of that box that was in that section, but the one of the nails just wasn't really going all the way through. And I don't have many tools here, so I don't know what's behind some of the walls. And I don't want to keep poking holes in the walls. I was going to think maybe one more time on the other wall that doesn't have anything. Or I was thinking I could get the nightstand or like a desk and put the shelf, the hanging shelf on top of it. But I may have to strip the color from this shelf and make it the same as the desk if I do that. And they did have some desks there too, but it'll be more of a long-term project, and it's not really that much of a rush because it's fun doing these little projects here and there. So now it's just like on my floor, and I'm thinking about what I'm doing with it. But I really do love the piece. It's definitely more vintage. So I do like mixing it up with more of the modern interior, but then adding a couple of different elements here and there of, I guess, my personality, and then other things that I think would look nice that tend to be on the older side. I have my vintage, I guess, my spinning wheel that spins. It spins flax, and it was a gift from one of the knitters that I know, so I really love it. And it has all the pieces in there because sometimes when you get spinning wheels that are older, there are missing pieces for it. And it spins flax and linen, and because of the way that you spin those types of how you spin them, you tend to spin them faster, and then because they're more slick. And so if I were to ever use it, it would need some things to make it functional. So I just like to have it there. And I also got something to help clean the kitchen and my apartment in general. So, in traditional IKEA, that's it. Traditional IKEA ways, you have to put it together, but this is a broom and dustpan set. So, another thing that I was doing that day, and I did, in a way, improvise and accomplish what I was trying to do, is that I wanted to get something to help hang my one part of it. I wanted to hang my laundry supplies, and I had like an idea of similar to, if like in a shower you have like sometimes you have something hanging from the shower rod, or I guess the head of it, and I was thinking you could have that for a door, and there were some that I have seen, and at the time I was in Target, that I have seen that were for cabinets, but they weren't for regular doors. And I was seeing that if the laundry detergent would fit them, and it wasn't going to. So instead, the bag that I have for it says the laundry, the ways of washing your laundry. I put the supplies in there, and I got the door hangers for one of the doors. Well, that is for my washer and dryer. And I put the bag there, so the supplies are there, but I also wanted to hang my brooms and my Swiffer. And so the door hanger that I got, it could fit the brooms for the most part, but I decided that I'm going to attach yarn to the end so that I can hang it more easily, and that's what I was going to do with that broom and dustpan. So I got another tote. I use most of my totes for when I'm grocery shopping. The two main ones that I use are my largest totes that are from Philosopher Wool in Ontario, Canada. I mean, they're older, but it's a nice tote bag to have, I guess, in remembrance of Philosopher Wool. So I have the secondary ones as like my college totes that are the standard ones that I have in case I don't have those, and then I have the Whole Foods trolley, which is the one that I use when I go grocery shopping and I had to bring it up to my apartment. And this tote is holding my current yarn project. Occasionally I use them for my yarn projects because I do have project bags already, and it has the dollar horses on it. I'm almost done the yoke on my Sleipnir cardigan. It is crazy because there was a couple of projects that I wanted to start, and it's towards the end of the year, so it's also the time for gift knitting. I would say maybe like I knit up 2 gifts, and that'll be it just because I do like to savor my knitting. Like to enjoy it, and I want to make it just right. So I am making something for myself, and then the next two projects will be the gift knits, because there is already one that for sure I'm gonna knit up, and I want to start it early because I will do another full-length sweater. So I'm going to see his preferences for the colors, and then I'll cast on. This is what I have for the Sleipnir, because I wanted a navy cardigan. I saw this in the yarn store, and at the time I wasn't sure what I was going to knit with it, but I was drawn to it, and I went back there another time to see if it was still there, and it was. So I got what was left of the universal yarn, and it's a tweed in navy, and I paired it with the Patagonia because I love the way that Patagonia turned out in the Nuna jumper. So it was one that I wanted to start up another project with. And I have said this in another video, but I wanted to start the Sleipnir a while back. And then I got stash yarn from a fellow knitting friend who also owned the yarn shop that she closed down because she wanted to travel with her husband when he was deployed. So one of the yarns that I got, I wasn't sure if it would be good for that project because I was trying to knit with it, and it may be better for crocheting or something that is less straining on the hands, because the type of yarn that it was a worsted, but the yarn was dense and it was straining my hand when I was trying to knit it. So I put that project aside and I didn't knit the Sleipnir at the time. So I waited, it was a couple months, and then I saw this one and it was the right weight that I was looking for. The right weight that I was looking for, and it just came together. So usually when I try, I just keep talking. Usually when I try to plan a project, it isn't until the last couple of days or the second when I'm about to cast on where it really comes together, and the idea is just of the yarn that wants to be a part of the project comes at the right time, I guess. So I'm happy that I am going to knit this, because I also wanted to, the interesting part being 10 minutes into the conversation, the interesting part is because the person wanted either navy or black, and my next project that was going to be after this project, because I think I was going to be a selfish knitter, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to knit for myself. And I wanted to knit it's another pattern from Jenna Koskett in her Kalevala book, and it's the horse cardigan, or I might make it into a cardigan. It's a sweater. This one I made into a cardigan. It's a sweater pattern, but I was going to knit it with black and like an ivory color, but this next project will be a gift knit, and it'll be in a shade or one of the black yarns that I have, either an alpaca or the Patagonia, which is a non-super wash Peruvian wool. So, or I'm sorry, Argentinian wool. And I am excited for it regardless because I love both of those yarns. And usually for my alpaca, I love to save it for a special project because I just love the way that alpaca feels. It's so lush and it's so cozy to knit with. So anyway, I got some plates. Oh, before I talk about that, I did get wooden straws from IKEA. So the straws that I got are these, and I love drinking from straws. I have a container of straws. They are plastic that I keep in my kitchen, and then I have the portable straws that I got from Whole Foods a long time ago, and they're the recycled ones. Those are really nice, and it comes with a pouch, and they come in different colors. They also have utensils that I have in my car if I need them. So I don't like to drink from silicone straws because you could taste the powder from the silicone and then, or the coating, and then I don't really drink from metal in general. So I thought that this would be nice to try out. And I do drink from paper straws too, but after a while they get mushy. So, and I'm a slow drinker. So those were the main items that I got from IKEA the last time I was there. And then at Goodwill, I got some plates, and I have plates that have been, I guess, in the family and just given to me, which I am happy to have, and there's so many of them, and they come with smaller, I guess, teacups and the different sizes of plates too. So they're super helpful. When I was in New England, I loved thrifting, and my thing was getting plates that were different, and it just, every one of them was unique and it was fun. The only thing was, it was annoying to put them back in your cabinet because they were different sizes. So I saw these plates, and one is different, but for the most part they're in a set, which makes it better to stack. And if I get different plates, I want to get the ones that are easier to stack up. So the set that I got is actually a world market set. Each one, for the bowls, I'm sorry, for the bowls it was 99 cents, and which is really nice, especially when you think about the individual prices that they usually sell for the plates and the bowls and mugs, if it comes in that line. So it's microwave and dishwasher safe. The bowls were 99 cents. They have like a faux look to them, and a lot of the stuff that I have is kind of mismatched, and then they are creatively put together. And before I forget, I do have these new plates here, and I'm at that age where I like to decorate my place with plates, because when I was younger and I'd look at my mom's china cabinet and I'm like, I don't know what the point is to have that. But now that I'm older, I admire them, because the ones here are the Finnish Kalvala plates. I did show it on my Instagram, but they have different images, and then there's some Finnish writing on the back and some English writing on the back. So it's in a good place because you can really see it when I open up my window. So this section is where my window is. And I got them at a really good price. So trying to bargain shop. And the other parts of the set, there's the larger plate. So this one was $1.99 each, but it's still good, again, considering what you get for individual plates. And then there's the smaller one too. So the random plate that I got, that kind of started this, because I saw this one and then eventually I looked at this, and then I looked at the bottom and I was like, oh, World Market. I love going to World Market because it has a lot of like international type of inspired decor and then actual international products there. So this is the plate that I saw that I really loved. It looks like wheat to me. And I also got this mug. I think I'm going to put some supplies in here too. Now I'm gonna talk about more gift knitting. So the latest Lopi book is the 42nd edition, and it's the fairy tale one. So I really liked this one because it had a lot of different patterns for both men, women, children. And I'm the friend that I am happy that I was given the title of Rich Auntie. So I'm just gonna be gift knitting for different times of the year for friends that have children. And one of the ones that I really wanted to knit, probably around October, because I wanted to at least finish the yoke of my Sleipnir cardigan. And then I'm going to start knitting the one for the next, for another person that I want to gift to. And this one is I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's TRYGG. It's a D with a symbol on it. This one here. And it says loyalty, those who get to know the airiness and the warmth of the Lopacetia, stay loyal. So for the Plotilope, for this pattern, you would just need one plate for the different sizes for both the main color and the contrast color. And there's the little toddler or child. I already felt drawn to knit with this yarn. This one is a discontinued yarn. It's from the Queensland collection, Rustic Tweed, Fine Wool Alpaca Tweed. I actually have two of these, and they were sale yarns from the yarn shop that closed down. And the contrast yarn is a Barico wool. I used this for one of my projects that is a Caitlin Hunter pattern. So it's I dub it as my Ukrainian project. It's colors of the Ukrainian flag. I didn't weave in my ends, sorry. It's nothing new. There's also a sweater version of this. I love this pattern. At some point I may gift it because these aren't colors that I would wear against my skin tone, but I love the colors in general. But it's so fun. I think the colors go so well with the pattern, and I love the pattern too. The other pattern that I was thinking of is the taking the first drawing of a human figure, lanky tadpole person wandering around the sun and starry sky. So I won't show the pattern, but that's the title right there. Another garment for the toddler. And there was another pattern that I was thinking about knitting for him, but I am in between that one and making another Nuna jumper. So the Nuna jumper is my jumper. So I am holding on to it, and I love the way that it turned out. The color choices are more in the I know the main colors, so it would be either between my beloved alpaca that I got when I visited my friend's farm, and she also sells different fiber products and equipment. It's really fun going to her farm and riding in the golf cart and having the dogs like follow us around. So she had a trailer because at the time she was going to the next fiber festival where she would sell her products, and I saw this one. This is 300 grams of alpaca, and I just love feeling this one. It's so soft. Either that or it's the Patagonia in anthracite. I caked this up the other day with the intention of knitting a dark garment for myself for this season coming up. But I feel like I'll be able to, I guess, satisfy my be happy because I get to knit another dark garment that'll be a gift knit for sure, a gift knit. And what I would like to say, the background or the yoke contrast color will be this Patagonia in ivory. So there are a couple different choices for either having green or having a shade of a brown or a taupe in there. There's like grays with green undertones. So I'd have to see, but those are the main colors that I'm using. I just have this one. I have a couple of them out, but this one's a nice one. This was one of my latest purchases where I got the art tier, and I know it's probably not, I'm not pronouncing it correctly, I'm sorry, but it's the wool, it's the Scottish wool that was produced, or a Scottish company where the wool was produced in Peru, and it's a Highland wool and alpaca blend. This was one of the choices. The alpaca, you could see it has more of a drapier type of, in a way, finish, because you see the wool is more sturdy. I don't have a hank next to me, but this one is the Plymouth Yarn Galway, and it's 100% Highland wool, and this is Peruvian though. So this will just, of course, have more of a shape. This one, you could see it is a drapier type of yarn. So thank you guys so much for watching. I again hope this was interesting. I'll see you in another video.